I'm me, you're you. This is Formatted, and I'm my me mine. Wiggly's Book Club, episode 018. If you don't show up, I'll masturbate. Wiggly's Book Club is a fortnightly read brought to you by GiantMediaBall.com, GiantMediaBall.com. Check the website for calendar showtimes. Hey, a lot of shows over there. I'm broke character. Wiggly's Book Club is brought to you live from Sloppy Joe's Bar, located in scenic downtown Easton. Sigh. Without any further ado, let us now go live to Wiggly down in Sloppy Joe's Bar for a reading of the April 1996 Haymarket Publishing Classic, CDI, issue 17, 3.50L.
Cleaner number 19038.
Okay. Okay, I always say okay. There's a keyboard down here. I didn't even know it was today. I didn't know it was that time of the month. I don't know how to reboot my keyboard. That's why I don't do computers. Okay, let's just get this out of the way here. Get these open here. Today, I'm going to have, let's see. This is called Pass the Beer from Clifton Park, New York. It's Hanukkah Chanukah beer. So Hanukkah beer. The Hanukkah is spelled Hanukkah, and then the Hanukkah is spelled Chanukah. And you have a picture of the Schmaltz Brewing. You have a picture of the candelabra. You know, I think that's what they call it. Shit. I did. You know, that thing. Liberace. Dark ale. 8 malts, 8 hops, 8% alc by volume. And it's, of course, called the Menorah. I can remember. Menorah. It's called the Menorah. I can remember because I had a drink of it. Okay, today's show is, like I said, I didn't even know it was today. So here we are. Let's see what happens. And then I'm going to have some Stella here. Wish I could put on some music. I hate hearing myself talk. That's a problem with this show. Okay, let's see. Okay, so today we're going to do another magazine, and it's relating to... I can barely see. Let's sit down. Sorry, this studio isn't set up, but Don Fenton he's not even here today. He went home. Take care of his dog. The dog hasn't been let out of the house for 3 weeks. This would have rocked you 3.50 L's in 1996. This is issue 17 of CDI, the CDI magazine. If you didn't know, the CDI was the compact disc interactive. Incredible technology. You won't believe it. The whole family, Phillips, is going to lead the way in CD edutainment. Right into the toilet. So you would get this evidently from the UCK. It came from UCK. I don't know where that is. UCK. And then it would also have a disc in it. Now, it's 96. Jesus Christ, that was a long time ago. This is 2015. It's almost 20 years ago. So sometimes I think this would come with a disc and sometimes not. But I know for sure the disc was not available in the Netherlands because it says right at the bottom, disc not available in the Netherlands. So this is CDI magazine from 1996, April. It covers films, music, games, video CDs, and kids. How am I doing on time? Where do I even see it? 3:17. Okay, thanks, 3:17. Jesus, only 10 times as much to go. No, almost. Under. Here we go. The best adventure yet? Secret Mission. That's a game. Mission Impossible. Here's a game I was in. I don't know if you ever saw this game for a CDI. I wish I could read that. I can't read it. It's too small. Anyway, I was in that game. Burn Cycle? Is that what it was called? Burn Cycle, I think. I think that's what it was called. Here's the bestsellers list. Burn Cycle. That's it. If you look on the cover and then you look at me pictures from 1996, you will notice that I started in Burn Cycle. The UK top 10s. Starting at number 10 in games, Zelda, Wand of the Chameleon, the Chameleon, Chameleon. Number 9 was Tetris. Try to play Tetris with the fucking remote control for the CDI. I'll clean up the body when after you kill yourself. Number 8, Kether. Never heard of that. Number 7, Caesar's World of Gambling. Good luck with that as well. Seventh Guest was number 6. That one played okay. And then, of course, Johnny Capcom's favorite, number 5, Mad Dog McCree. It came with a gun. And it also came with the inability to do... it couldn't even do MPEG-1 graphics, so you figure it out. Chaos Control was number 4. Number 3 was Voyeur. People buying this under false pretenses. Number 2, of course, the game I was in, Burn Cycle. I didn't know it, though. And number one game, 1996 in April. A UK top 10, number 1 bestseller, Palm Springs Open. Big golf fanatics of the Palm Springs. Hoy, another shit game. There wasn't a lot good for this because there was no way to control this system. It came with a remote control, which is incredibly ingenious to have a wireless gaming remote. I mean, it came with the system, not something that you had to buy and took 8D batteries and set on the floor and then you plugged your NES wire into that. This is, completely some type of fucking remote control. And there's a couple more beers. I don't know why I'm in such a bad mood. I got my Hanukkahs. Come on, Chinooka, we're going to have some fun. That's not bad. Pass the beer. It's right out of there, New York. This magazine is not from New York. This magazine is distributed through New Jersey. That's probably where I got it. Oh, wait a minute. Cranberry, New Jersey. Oh, Canby. And West Post Office boxes. Haymarket Magazine Postmaster. Bi-monthly. Raleigh, New Jersey, CDI, USPS, and then somehow through New York. But it originated from, let's get right here into it. Let's get into it. Contact CDI Magazine at Haymarket Publishing Ltd, 38 to 42 Hampton Road in Teddington, Middlesex, TW11, OJE, UK, UCK. It's in UCK. If you want to call them, 0181-943-5934. Ask for Andy Stout. All right, so in this magazine, I have like all of them. And I didn't even really need a CDI if I had this magazine because I enjoyed the pictures in this magazine more than I would have playing the game on the CDI. Inside, all the latest news, reviews, and scoops for CD Interactive. 743, thank you, 743. Number 4, news with the complete, I think my mic just fell. News with the complete lowdown on the improved CD online software. Oh, that's right. So it come with a disc, and you could buy the online kit, which would have rocked you 99 L's back in 1996, which I think it was probably converted for today's prices, probably about $36 million, I think. I'm going to use this up here. I don't know if that's going to stay. Come on, makeshift. Whoa, it's a plus screwdriver in here because I don't have now I'm talking on my nose. Okay, well, I'll hold it up here. Let's see. News, and then and what it would do is come with a browser. You see, then you get on the internet with that browser that was off the discs that would come with. Then they come with a game, like a little crappy game that you can play online. It would come with a great. What was in the top movies? Let's see. The kids. Cartoon Carnival was number 1. I'm just going to go through that. And Cartoon Jukebox was number 2. Cartoon Carnival. I believe it had Popeye on the cover, And I believe I had that. And like I said, this is before MPEG 1. So this is before CD. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Let me put this down a little bit. Whoa. Okay. You know that stuff. VCD. It wasn't even VCD quality. No one knows what the hell I'm talking about. I'm 100. Okay, here's your top movies. 10 Indecent Proposal. Now, this is what you'd watch on your CDI. Probably with the MPEG-1 cartridge. So you were watching VCD quality. And the Star Wars trilogy, which would be 4, 5, and 6, Lucas only released it overseas. And I believe mine are from the Philippines, but they were legit. And I still have them. And they were released on VCDs because he didn't believe in the technology of DVD. So he's never going to release them on DVD. So the best you could get was a Laserdisc. He believed in Laserdisc. So 10 was Indecent Proposal. 9 was Forrest Gump. 8 was Sliver. Bunch of perverts, you know. Voyeur at number 3 in games, and Sliver at number 8 in movies. Number 7, The Firm. Now remember, this is UK too, so what else they got to do? Sit around and drink and twiddle their dingly winks. I can't remember what you call them. Your Johnny come dinglers. Hunt for Red October was number 6. Number 5 was Black Rain. Number 4, Patriot Games. They like their Star Wars guys. Number 3, Ghost. Ghost was number 3. Who the hell's watching Ghost? Ghost Dad, maybe. Let's see. 1053. Thank you, 1053. I'm not going to get through the article. Number 2, Star Trek 6. Star Trek 6. And number 1 movie in the UK in 1996 in April. Am I recording? I hope so. Was Top Gun. Top Gun. Great UK flick, Top Gun. And in music, we're just going to do the number. I'll do all of them. Number 10, The Infected. Number 9, Pink Floyd, Pulse. Get ready for Pink Floyd to be on here 30 times. Number 8, Sade, Promises, Pride, Love. That's not what I went for. Number 7 was the Cranberries, Doors and Windows. Number 6, David Bowie, The Video Collection. Number 5, U2, Rattle and Hum. And here we go. Number 4, Kate Bush, The Whole Story. Which wasn't actually the whole story, but it was bits of the story. Number 3, Tina Turner, Simply the Best. Ugh, how could I beat out Kate Bush? Well, maybe people are tired of Kate by then. Maybe Kate Bush had already been out for 13 years. Number 2, guess what? Pink Floyd, Delicate Sound of Thunder. And number 1, Queen, Greatest Flicks 1 and 2. There you have that. I think those are videos. Music videos. Can't pop my ear. So, let me try these beers at the same time. I think I saw that in a movie once. So because Kate Bush, The Whole Story was definitely a video, and this says David Bowie, The Video Collection. Well, anyway. So I was going to talk about this game that you would enter, a contest, pardon me, that you would enter, and you'd win a free Philips television. I guess before they were all gone. Surround sound titles. Philips Home Cinema System and surround sound titles for 14.99 Ls. You will receive your favorite with a U magazine through your letterbox 6 times a year. This is for the Philips Home Cinema System magazine, I guess. How to enter? What are you talking about? Oh no. Oh, this is the. Who the fuck cares? So you'd win that. They do something and then they tell you, and then you'd win it. All right. Rating the RAM. We have Ghosties and Ghoulies. One of the biggest releases, if not the biggest, in the kids field this year is going to be Haunted House, currently penciled in for September. It's an interactive version of the multi-million selling pop-up book by Jan Pienikowski, also the co-creator of Meg and Mag and Mog, Meg and Mog books. Will it be as successful in multimedia, though? Well, it's just been released in CD-ROM to ecstatic reviews and specialist press. Aimed at children of 4 and upwards, Haunted House has 10 rooms to explore. Here, children will stumble across hilarious unexpected traps, puzzles of a creepy nature, unexplained spooky sounds, and such like. The press release also talks about green slime oozing and bats flapping. Yuck. That was timely. That's not what I wanted to read. Still got that in my ear. And you got an ear bubble. 14:30. I'm going to get right into what I wanted to read. All right, so here's what I wanted to read. This is a review of this great game that came out. Now, everybody knows 3 greatest games for the CDI. Number 1, Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia. Number 2, Shelley Duvall's It's a Bird's Life. Oh, that was 3DO, sorry. Number 1, Mario's Hotel. Number 2, Zelda something something at the end of this book. Zelda Wand of Gamelon. And number 3, Zelda's Adventure. So let us now review Zelda's Adventure. I'm looking at something that has Stonehenge in it. A picture, it's a photograph of some sort. I'm looking at a real jaggy picture of some old guy with a beard and a mustache. And I got to tell you, I do not remember this from any part of the Zelda game, this man sitting here. He looks like he's from some other game that I did not play, because the Zelda games I remember were cartoons that moved in and out as they rotoscoped. It was horrible. And a great voice acting. Zelda's Adventure. For those I love Zelda. He's a great character in history. For those laboring under the, and I'm going to try to get through this even though they put U's in everything. For those laboring under the illusion that RPG actually stands for really poor games, Zelda's Adventure, who the fuck thought that unless you're playing on a 3D? Zelda's Adventure should be a bit of an eye-opener. See the $100 bills falling out of this guy's pocket. Let me see. Yeah, it's on. 1623. Not too much longer for me to go. Here we go. Zelda. Mainstay of many an 8-bit and 8 and 16-bit game on the Nintendo. It's been quite a few years since her first outing, and the lady's becoming rather long in the tooth. But she's still one of the doyens of console-based RPGs. And I swear to God, it says doyens. D-O-Y. Said it dozens. You don't know, I guess Nintendo had to throw Philips a bone for dumping them on the whole CD add-on for their Super Nintendo, which never materialized. Sony and Philips were working on it, and they both got dumped out. Sony went on to create the PlayStation, and Philips went on to go out of business, make screwdrivers, I don't know. But I guess that was their bone. They threw them 3 licenses, 1 Mario and 2 Zeldas. RPGs are one of the most successful genres in computer games ever. Okay, so the shifting sands of fashion make sure that they're never quite firmly centered in the spotlight. Apart from centered in spotlight. Apart from Germany, apparently they go gaga over the things. Those Germans in RPGs. Yes. But they're pretty much a constant selling steady. I'm just going to look at shit and read like the highlights. I'm not doing a good day. Okay, let me take that off. That's a lot better. Take my sunglasses off. Selling steady numbers year in and year out on whatever platform they appear on. And there's no reason to believe that this release won't do the same on CDI. Just a review before they knew how it would do, I guess. First off, it's a bit different from the last Zelda game that appeared on this machine that, if memory serves correctly, was a platformer. Was a platformer. Zelda putting in an appearance as a rather cute sprite amid the usual platform antics. There were some touches, though, that lifted it apart from the usual run-of-the-mill releases. Yeah, like you couldn't fucking control it. I even have the controller for it, which has like a 19-foot cable, because I don't even want to talk about this thing. Okay. I even have a fighting game for like a what do you call it? A haymaker game. Okay, so mill releases in the genre, such as animated cutaways, having to use your brain and the like. Those animated cutaways, they were flyaways because they'd fly into the rotoscope, fly out of it, and not like Ralph Bakshi, shut the hell up, Kyle. 1951. Such touches have been left in this retelling of the Zelda legend, apart from the cutaways, but that's rather a good thing, really, as they usually get in the way of the actual gameplay. But the view has changed dramatically. Sprites are still used, but the side-on platformer has been replaced by a sort of top-down view popularized by games such as Gauntlet. Well, almost top-down, as the camera seems to have scuttled off to the side a bit, leaving you with an angle that's as near to an isometric 3D view as anything. Who wrote this stuff? Plot-wise, it goes like this. Basically, Ganon, Lord of Darkness, has taken over the kingdom of Ptolemaic. That's probably real. I know Ganon, but I don't remember Ptolemaic because I'm drunk. Not only that, but he's also nicked the seven. I love that term. I nicked it. But he's also nicked the seven celestial signs and captured Link. He also nicked the elements of harmony. That's why I was right in the middle of watching the newest episode of My Little Pony, which I didn't even know came out on Saturday. And it was they're going to Manhattan, made in Manhattan, and then I had to come here. I could have been watching the cutie map telling Applejack and Rarity where they had to go in Manhattan, but instead I'm reading about Lunk's final kingdom of Ptolemaic. Funnily enough, your task is to regain the signs, free Link, and restore peace and tranquility to the kingdom. Easy, huh? Not a chance. So you are Zelda in here. You're Zelda and you're rescuing Link. How you like them bananas? Ptolemaic consists of the overworld, an example, forest, mountains, cutie map, and a lot of other geographical bits, and the shrines. Each shrine contains one of the stolen signs, which must be retrieved in a given order, and each subsequent shriner can only be entered if the previous shrine has been completed. Got all that? Yeah, you fucking go from one shrine to another. Basically, it means, who's this for? 10-year-olds? Yes, I think it is. Basically, it means that you can't start. Oh, look at her running around with that sword. I bet this is so great to control. I own both of these games, and I think I sold them for $200 a piece or something of that nature because I never opened them. I bought them. I could not wait to play them, but I refused to open them because I knew, because I'd already played them. I don't remember playing this one. I like Mario's Hotel. Graphics is 77%, sound 88%, longevity 85%, and overall 84%. The price would cost you 24.99 Ls, and out of 10, it's a 5. Jumping ahead of yourself, if you're having problems with one section, okay, so you can't go to one shrine without completing other games, got a linear pattern written into its code. You've no choice but to follow it. Is that how they do the game? You write it in the code of the game. Thanks, Tron. Naturally, here comes the mainframe. The bikes of some sort and tanks. What do we got? 2333. Whew. I'm getting there. I might finish this article. Boy, that game looks like shit. But I bet people fucking flipped for it. And then they played it and then they murdered themselves. The game's got a linear... I did that. Naturally, this teases the difficulty level up a bit. I don't really care for that phrase. Difficulty level up a bit, but nothing was ever going to be easy in Ptolemaic. Geeks are yelling at your radio. It's not going to help. The place is teeming with habitants. Oh, Chiz would like that. She loves teeming. Teeming with habitants. I would say inhabitants, but they say habitants. Most of whom seem worryingly eager to take a swipe at you as you traipse through the landscape. Each screen seems to contain the odd nasty making a beeline for you. The odd nasty making a beeline for you. Christ! Crikey! This is some uck speak. 1 is okay. You can just swipe at it with your wand located to the east of your start point. 2 is tricky, but by the time it reaches 3 of the blighters and they're trying to outflank you and get you from behind, I bet they are in your dress like that, things become a bit hectic. Kill the creature, though, and you either gain money or life points, all of which proves jolly handy. Was this written by like a Benny Hill scriptwriter? I mean, this is too UK for the UK. But monsters are only part of it. There's lots of toing and froing in this guy. I think that guy from New Jersey wrote this, and is trying to imagine what someone from England would write. Toing and froing in the game to pick up the artifacts. You need to complete specific parts of your quest, and you soon find that Ptolemaic, I'm going to say it different every time, Ptolemaic also contains inhabitants who are more than willing to strike up a quick conversation with you, streamed in audio off the CD. Unfortunately, though, a lot of them turn out to be just as inhospitable as the monsters, and you usually end up having to fight your way out of a sticky situation once again. Some are incredibly helpful, most are not. Button 1 makes Zelda use her currently selected weapon about 5 seconds after you push it, while button 2 takes you to the map inventory screen. It's one button, wee action if it didn't have a map. And some sort of a control stick. So that if you only had the remote was this, I don't know, it was like this ball and, but it was just like this, it was sort of like the analog stick on an N64, except really shitty, self-centering, but really weird self-centering, and there were 4 buttons on the thing that only had 2 buttons, and it was a remote control, like you would control a television. So it was just all kind of wacky. And so it didn't work, in other words. Button 2 takes you to the map inventory screen. The objects you found in your travels, weapons, scrolls, and spells, can be scrolled through and selected here, or you can have a look at the map to see where you are. Pardon me. That was gross, sorry. 2738, thank you. Almost finished my Chonicas. See where you are. You went, where you've been, and most importantly, where you want to go. This screen is also the location of the save game function. That's jolly handy, as is the map. Zelda's adventure is simply huge, encompassing an enormous game world that is horribly easy to get lost in. Sounds fine so far? Well, it is. But there are problems, and the main one is with the graphics. The landscape scenes may be bitmapped, but the actual sprites are basic, seeming more at home in the era of Zelda's 8-bit incarnation than all for CDI in the mid-1990s. Everything looks like mud, except Zelda, she looks like a white and blue thing with a white dick sticking out of it. Yeah. Collision detection is a bit wayward at times, too. No shit. That's really shocking. You know, you hit the monster, your friends watching all agree you saw, and so they saw you hit the monster, but the game thinks you're well and truly dead and has hit the monster, but the game thinks you're well and truly dead and has deposited you way back at the start. And while we're having a good whinge, I don't even know that word, we're all having a good whinge, the screen refresh rate is tad slow, meaning that there's a small but annoying lag time between moving to a new screen and it actually appearing. Oh my gosh, so it has it has drawing of your next screen over. Just like the Palm Springs golf probably did. How are we doing? 29. I'm going to finish. Here we go. But don't let that put you off, because we get paid by Phillips, so this is a great game. Don't let that put you off. It is an involving game despite its handicaps, and the sheer size counts very heavily in its favor, as does the quality of its audio. Just put it in your CD player. You get to listen to the audio. There's nothing quite as vexing as forking out for a game that then there's nothing. Take two. There's nothing quite like 3. There's nothing quite as vexing as forking out for a game and then completing it in one sitting. But you're not likely to come across that problem here. All in all, a fine, if basic, RPG. Jason! Alice-y! There you have it. That's how you do Wiggly's Book Club. Back to me in the studio. We hope that you've enjoyed tonight's reading of CDI, April 1996, issue 17, 3.50L. To own your own copy of CDI, April 1996, issue 17, 3.50L, I'll just write to me. I'll probably send it to you. We'd also like to apologize. Tonight's super secret surprise celebrity guest, Jenna Elfman, cannot be on the show. She actually saw the album art and not only refused to be on the show, but said I would never get laid again. From all the crew here at Wiggly's Book Club, I'm Wiggly. And remember, kids, if someone asks you, hey, how'd you get so smart? Who did that? You just look them straight in the eye and you say, I listen to Wiggly's Book Club and rap. Reading is fundamental.